All right, good afternoon again. We are going to finish up this coming week's lessons with lessons on Buddhism. All right. Now, I already have my Savas backup file open. So I'm going to go to Savas. And again, this is what most of the kids see anyway. So instructions, complete the lesson check questions number 1 through 4 on the last page. All other questions are extra credit. And again, I'm going to copy them right here just for safety's sake. And we're going to pop this guy open and see what we got. All right. So again, I always recommend, I'm not going to keep assigning them separately, but I always recommend watching the videos. They're usually not very long and they're just a nice kind of wrap up summary of this topic. All right. So they talk about the Buddha, who was the original creator of Buddhism. You'll also see Buddha used with a lowercase b, and that is a religious teacher, very high level religious teacher. Okay. All right, and they have one of the nice interactive maps. And then this, for some reason, got shoved up, but it's called Jainism, which is similar to Buddhism. And again, you'll see where I was in there earlier using this file for the creating a backup. So again, explain the meaning of the term nirvana for Buddhism. So what is nirvana? So we can go back. And again, that was, you can tell because it's in bold, that's one of our vocabulary words. So we can go take a look. So it's this state of blissful peace without desire or suffering. And again, you can copy it back and forth. And so the state of blissful peace without suffering. Something of that nature. Okay. So again, we're going to copy. So Control C. We're going to go over to our backup and paste. So Control V. And then we're going to close this out. All right. So you're going to describe the difference between Theravada Buddhism and Mahayana Buddhism. So we need to know about both. And those are our two keywords. Is Theravada Buddhism and Mahayana. So two branches of Buddhism. Here we go. Theravada and the Mahayana. All right. So this sect focuses on the wisdom of the Buddha. Members think the Buddha's greatest achievement was his enlightenment and entry into nirvana. So Mahayana focuses on the Buddha's compassion. For its members, the greatest achievement was returning from nirvana to share his wisdom out of compassion for others. So you kind of explain the differences. Now, the way to answer that question is always, because I always get kids going, they believe this while they believe that. Wait, which one is which? So Theravada, and geez. So Theravada Buddhism focused on the wisdom of the Buddha, while with nirvana being the end goal. And then you could say Mahayana Buddhism focused on the compassion of the Buddha when he returned from nirvana to teach others how to seek enlightenment. So that's a way of answering this question where, one, I know exactly who's talking about what and describing the differences. Okay. And then again, we got to copy it over. Oops, I spelled it wrong. Even Miss McDonough does that. So again, when you spell something wrong, so let's go back and we'll recreate one of spelling. You right click on it because you'll see this red squiggly line. Right click on it and it'll show you how to spell it. So then you can go back in and spell it correctly. All right, how does Buddhism support individuals who want to achieve enlightenment? So individual people and enlightenment. Those are our two keywords. Okay, so what are Buddhist beliefs? But we're still looking for that individual part. So they will go through, these are the core beliefs, which is good, but that's not quite what we're looking for. All right. Okay, so what I would do is go back, you can answer this one by going to the core beliefs. So they talk about, just give a brief explanation, like Buddhists as an individual, each person should practice the middle way. So again, that, and we'll learn a little bit more in detail about these on Monday. The Four Noble Truths. They need to accept the Four Noble Truths and follow the Eightfold Path. Your answer can be as simple as that. So you could say individuals who wish to achieve enlightenment must follow the, and again, this is an idea, so it has a proper noun, the middle path, accept the Four Noble Truths and follow the Eightfold Path. So you can say something as simple, as fairly simple as that, because those are the three big sections on Buddhism. So the Eightfold Path would almost be like the Ten Commandments. The middle path just kind of teaches you life shouldn't be all poverty and abject asceticism, which means to live apart, etc. and so forth, but it shouldn't be all palaces and unending pleasure and da 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 da. There's a middle way. So, and then you have the Four Noble Truths that help you to understand life and kind of let go of that attachment that Buddhists teach are very a part of life. So we're going to go ahead, and we already copied that. So we're going to close it. And then what are the Buddhists' moral teachings or teachings about right and wrong? Now, what you're looking for right and wrong has to do with the eightfold paths. So, oops. And actually, if you want this little graphic is actually quite a bit more concise, more short, but it is from here. It's kind of hard to read because it's not very. So again, this teaches you kind of, okay, this is how you talk about your behavior, right speech, right conduct, right livelihood, and it's training your mind. So most of your how to behave is this 3-step part of the Eightfold Path. Again, it's right speech, right conduct, and conduct is just behavior, right livelihood or profession. So that can be your part of that answer. All right, so what are Buddhist moral teachings or teachings about right and wrong? So the most basic teachings, moral teachings, are the Eightfold Path. They are, and again, you can actually also look it up and find something that's much easier to copy. So, Eightfold Path definition. So, the path through nirvana comprising of 8 aspects, which an aspirant, which just means individual, must become practiced. Right views, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. And again, here's another part where you can just, copy that part of it. So that's what we're going to do. Control C. And Control V. And this time they actually let us do that. And because we did this and we just copied word for word, we're going to put it in quotes like we should. And you can even put the website on there because we're going to be extra. And it's out of PBIS or PBS in Thailand. And that's all you need to do to source anything you copy directly off the internet. Then again, we're going to take this whole thing, we're going to copy, we're going to go over here and paste. And that is your answers 1 through 4, and will help you out for the lesson on Buddhism. And you can come up with your own answers. You can come up with variations of these. I would always encourage that. And that's about it. You guys have a great week, and I'll see you guys on Monday.